Hi. So what can you expect from Sunday in the weirdness that is the current state of the world? So, the 8th of December. I mean, you can expect some weird shit, to be honest. We are going to be really quite happily delving into some weird fears that we have about parts of us that we maybe hide from other people. And look, there could be a little bit of stress because when we start confronting these things and actually having to acknowledge that we didn't put ourselves first, that we maybe were a little bit of in a martyr mode, that, you know, we kind of let somebody else have the authority over whether or not we were doing the right thing. And then when that didn't work for us, we maybe kind of blamed it on them. That's where the discomfort of this kind of stuff comes from. And so we're going to be kind of looking at whether or not we're aligned with ourselves, because that comes with a lot of things, right? Am I aligned with myself? That's a huge question. Are you aligned with what your goal is? Is that goal something that's authentic to you, or is that goal related to getting some validation from somebody else? Okay? And if it is, why do you need that validation from someone else? Why don't you believe in yourself? Well, the likelihood of that is because the way that you grew up, the people that were around you between the ages of 3 and 23 that taught you what was truth about who you are. So there's a lot of looking into that. There's a lot of triggers from the past coming up on Sunday. And the purpose of that is because we need to make some compromises with how we're moving forward as we integrate these lessons, as we move into this next phase of being human beings. We need to kind of make these compromises between what we thought we wanted because we were acting to somebody else's rule structure, somebody else's authority, whether that be your mum or your dad or the whole entire collective world of capitalism. We're really looking at these things. And so we're going to start really seeing who is the controller of my journey. Who's the controller of my journey? And we're gonna start having little internal battles with that because we are in this transition energy right now. And so we are sort of going, actually, this is what I wanted. Is it? I don't know. Childhood wound pops up its little head. Bit of guilt and shame pops up its little head. Bit of fear of being authentic in front of others pops up its head. We don't want to be judged. We don't want someone to think we're doing the wrong thing. This is the kind of energy on Sunday. So if you are around people that make you feel uncomfortable on Sunday, you are going to feel that a lot. If you are in a phase right now where you feel like you still can't show your true authentic self, that's going to be really loud and really hard to ignore, okay? The likelihood of there being some very sharp words spoken in the afternoon, very high, because we are trying to integrate a lesson from the past and we have this energy of thinking we know better, of wanting to be chatty, of wanting to tell our thoughts, every thought along the way. And the problem with that is because we are in a transition energy and nothing is solid just yet, we could be telling a truth that we think is true, but in actual fact, we haven't thought it through yet. So this is a little warning for you if you often leave, meeting up with people or leave work or leave events being like, I have overspoken. The risk of that on Sunday is very high, okay? And, there's no good or bad, there's no do or don't, there's just the risk of that is high. And if you find yourself doing that, understand that the repercussions of that will have you revisiting where in the past you put in too much effort for people, okay? And it will be relating to where you put in too much effort to pretend to be someone else to make somebody else feel comfortable, okay? There's going to be a lot of that around. We're going to see a lot of stress in places we now can see relationships being stuck, where there's no movement forward because like everyone's being fake, okay? And so we're going to have to shift. We're going to have to change. Something is going to have to happen in order to move this energy forward, okay? And so it's going to take, having to adapt to something. And this could just be for you, depending on what part of your psyche this is activating. you know, someone could give you some fucking heated words, okay? And then that could have you being like, you know what, in the past, I always let someone walk all over me. And then you decide this time, no one's going to walk all over me. And then that night, you kind of sit down Sunday night and you restructure some inner authority problems. And you restructure some boundaries with people. And then you kind of understand how to integrate the fear, how to integrate that lesson from the past, and how to make sure it doesn't happen again. Okay, if you want me to help you with your own psyche and the energy that you are being offered right now, make sure you book an appointment. Stay weird.